Hello and welcome back to Alleyway Conversations. Once again, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Santa. Just kidding, it's Patrick.
You don't have enough hair to be Santa. You don't
Santa
have enough beard to be Santa.
Santa doesn't necessarily have to have hair on his head. And I do have a nice long beard, and it's working on becoming white.
It needs to be like 3 times longer.
I'm working on it.
Alright. So, I'm assuming you can tell what we're doing. It's our Christmas special.
Yeah. So, unlike Halloween, where we had an entire month dedicated to the holiday, this one kind of blindsided us.
Which is weird. It's not like Christmas just sneaks up on you and like,
Yeah.
What day is it gonna be today? Surprise!
It's December 25th. It's always December 25th, and yet we just kind of...
It's apparently the Jason Voorhees of holidays.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, we're just sitting there in the living room like we should do a topic.
What was that? Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas.
Alright.
So we actually, oh boy, where do you start? I think the best thing we could do is probably go on about a few of our Christmas traditions, a few of the things that we like to watch or listen to. I was technically Jewish for a little while, so converted, not actually Hebrew. But with that in mind, I got really into Jewish stuff.
All like
Hanukkah
8 things of them.
Yeah, I actually made the joke, like, there are billions upon billions of Christmas movies, and there's like 7 Hanukkah movies. Not even 8.
They figured they nailed it in the first 7. Why worry about it with an 8th? We'd rather buy Hanukkah presents.
I could actually see, like, some old school Hasid just like, oh, we do fine with what we have. Why do we need a billion Christmas movies?
Hanukkah movies?
Yeah.
I'm not even
Yeah.
not even Christian, and I celebrate
The
Christmas.
fact that your Yiddish accent sounds vaguely German is concerning.
Hey, there were German Jews.
There were.
Granted, after the 40s, there was quite a bit less of them, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh boy. Anyway.
Wow! In the
Dude.
40s, all of Germany was out for coffee and donuts.
Yeah, they just kind of got lost on their way to donkeys. That's what we're going with.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, Andrew. Anyway.
You started it with my German Hasidic.
Well, I'm just saying. So yeah, Christmas is kind of a big deal for damn near everyone, even if it's not Christmas. There is a Christmas parallel like Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Yule.
There's basically some form of major holiday in almost every culture in the world around this time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact it's starting here in like the southern Midwest. It's just now starting to get cold, and it's starting to get really gloomy, and you kind of get seasonal depression. And I feel like a good party really helps out with that. And apparently, the rest of the world does that. It originated in Scandinavia because if you think it's depressing in the wintertime in Missouri, holy crap.
Well,
In Sweden, it's so much worse.
Well, I always figured it was... Well, one of it was that, and the other part is, what better time to hold your massive celebrations? Most people were farmers,
Yeah.
and it's the middle of winter. All your harvesting's done. There is literally nothing to do until spring.
Yeah, I dare you to grow something other than evergreens.
In winter. And even then, I think evergreens grow in the summertime. They're just chill in the winter.
Yeah, they're just like, yo,
Word.
not gonna lose my leaves. You impressed.
You want a hint? You want a hit of my leaves, man?
Yeah.
But, it's interesting times. But, yeah, I'd like to go through some of our traditions, some of our favorite stories, favorite movies, heck, even Christmas music.
I actually do have a kind of weird tradition I don't think I've ever told you about. What a better time than while we're recording. So I actually have something that I created myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a really big fan of thrash metal. You know this. And December 24th is actually Lemmy Kilmister's birthday.
Really?
Yes.
That poor man growing up.
Oh, yeah. But he ended up being a rock star, so I'm not particularly worried about him.
Ice! How did you... Mr.
He's-
Kilmister, how did you invent, whatever band he's in? I can't think of it.
Motorhead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How did you get the the rage and anger to make this? I just took all my Christmases and birthdays and the fact I got one gift instead of two.
I was born on Christmas Eve. I'm not Jesus. Lots of people think the other way.
Reminds me of that magnet my mom used to have on the fridge. We divorced for religious reasons. My husband thought he was God, and I didn't.
Yeah. But, no, because of that, I actually spend the 24th listening to thrash metal, drinking Jack and Coke, because that's Lemmy's drink of choice.
Okay.
And, avoiding vegetables, because Lemmy Kilmister didn't like vegetables. I don't know why that is, like... Apparently this is a very strange thing.
That sounds pretty normal to me.
Yeah, like the guy flat out refused to eat vegetables, and people are like, and a lot of people are like, isn't that the weirdest thing? No, not really.
So that's your favorite music to listen to around Christmas time then?
Yeah, and he actually has done, because he was so widespread as a man. He actually does have a few Christmas songs. There's also, to occasionally get into season, there's a few Christmas songs that I like to listen to. There's Brian Setzer did a couple. Dropkick Murphys has a few.
Really?
Well, I mean, they're very Catholic, so makes sense.
Dropkick Murphys? Yeah, that sounds Irish. Irish tend to be Catholics.
Not all, but at the same time, these are very Catholic Irish.
So,
Boston Southeast.
I gotta say, I like some of my classic Christmas music. I like listening to How the Grinch Stole Christmas soundtrack.
Nice.
I did like, what was it? Snoopy and the Red Baron Christmas.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one. There was a very obscure female singer in the, I want to say the early 90s that me and Mom used to listen to. We listened to it back on cassette tape.
It's not the female singer from the early 90s I'm thinking of, is it?
I don't know, but my favorite song by her is there's Umpteen Days Before Christmas, and I've got 13,000 Things to Do.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were talking about Mariah Carey.
Oh, God. Mariah Carey, I thought started in like 2000.
No. She's been around for a while now.
Okay then.
Yeah,
No, that is definitely not it. I cannot remember her name. I cannot remember the name of the song.
Yeah.
I loved so much of her stuff, and around this time of the year, I would wear out that poor cassette tape.
We'll have to ask your mom about that one. Hey Sarah, can you drop that in the comments, or, I don't know, call Andrew?
Or anybody. If any of you know what the heck
Yeah.
I'm talking about, please drop a line.
Yeah, I have no idea, and
curious.
I love obscure music, so...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so, let's see, that's favorite music. What would be your favorite holiday movie?
Favorite holiday movie?
Or even give a couple. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn because...
We've got time to fill.
Like, on the one hand, like... I really like The Hebrew Hammer. You've never seen it, so I really want you to see it. But at the same time, it's a Hanukkah movie. It's one of like 7, as I said. And it's a comedy movie about a Jewish special agent. So, it's kind of like if James Bond were Jewish and American and written by a comedian.
So it still sounds a lot like 8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah, there is that too, except there's a crucial difference. Hebrew Hammer is actually fucking funny.
Hey, I love Bum Bitty Bum Bum song.
Alright, the music actually isn't bad. Which is weird for Adam Sandler, but...
Yeah, but I really find that music great, and I love the midget. He makes the movie.
Whitey.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot his name was so racist.
I do not. I'm not a fan of him. I think his voice is annoying.
To be fair, it was supposed to be.
Yeah, fair enough. But, no, I mean, it's going, like I said, there's only like a few Hanukkah movies. Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it a lot.
Your choices were limited.
Yeah. And I am a very, very much, Adam Sandler is my guilty pleasure. I love it, but I hate the fact I love it because it's not good.
Right. Hey, that doesn't mean... Hey, I always loved The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and everyone tells me that's a garbage movie.
I never
don't
said it
care.
was garbage. I thought it was boring. Which, I mean, as exciting as it sounds, I don't know, maybe I was expecting more than I got.
To be fair, maybe they tried to make it more like the original stories. I mean, have you tried reading any of the books those monsters are based off of? They're all written very dry. But that was the time frame. I tried reading The Picture of Dorian Gray. I could not get through it. I could read 2 or 3 books a week back in high school.
I don't know.
Could not get through them.
I did not have a problem with it growing up, but...
I couldn't read The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings books. Because I understand needing to set up your story and storytelling and characters and stuff. But when I'm on page 70 and freaking Frodo is still bitching about how his aunt is trying to steal the family spoons...
I will give you that. Like, Lord of the Rings, or even just The Hobbit, is, like, really hard to sit through.
And it's weird, because you're like... it's like a 350-page book. I'm on almost page 100. And freaking Hobbit hasn't even left his goddamn house.
Oh, yeah.
How much of this story is... How much of the actual story is crammed into the very end of the book? It's like 2/3 of it going to be, this is how I make butter in the morning. I scrape the fudge between my toes. I cut the lawn. And then, oh yeah, and I kind of went to Mordor, threw a ring in there, lost a finger, and came back.
Yeah, it was a good
You
time.
skipped over the best fucking part. What the hell?
Yeah, it actually is like one of those things, and the Peter Jackson movies came out around the time we were like, what, 12, 13?
That sounds about right.
So we were like in the prime age, and dude, those movies are still absolutely brilliant.
They are. Unfortunately, because of them, I tried to read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, so you get really hyped about it, like, wow, if this is what the movies are like, imagine how good the books are. And then you start reading, and you're like, dude, I get it. Hobbit culture is fucking boring.
We got that from the movie, and it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It immediately, like, okay, it's a very plain, simple folk who apparently have a bit of a foot fetish, whatever. Moving on to the cool stuff.
Come on.
Yeah.
Fucking move out the Hobbit hole already.
Yeah, exactly.
My God, I got like almost 80 pages in. I don't think I had even met Bilbo yet. Or, no, not Bilbo. Samwise. You basically meet him in the beginning of the story. How am I a third of the way through the book? And I'm not even out of the Shire. They're not even talking about leaving the Shire yet.
I absolutely love that line from the book. Just like, if I take one more step, I'll be further away from home than I've ever been before.
Alright, like, if you're gonna do this every step of the way, it's gonna take a hell of a lot longer.
Yeah, I just can't help but think, like, wait, in like Return of the King, just, if I take one more step, oh God, Sam, shut the fuck up.
You've said this the entire trip. That's it, we're never going farther than you've ever stepped before again.
Like, Frodo gets, like, totally out of character, it's just Elijah Wood foaming at the mouth. Fucking hell, Rudy. I'm sick of your goddamn bullshit. I don't care how good of a Goonie you were. I don't care if Stranger Things is gonna come out in 10 years or not. You are the best part of it, though.
Of season 2. Wait. No, he was in season 1, yeah.
No, he was a little bit later on.
Okay.
But he was still great.
Yeah, the fact that Rudy dies in season 2. Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert. Oh, damn, we missed it. Dude. Anyway. Yeah, it came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah, come on.
But
I guess I might as well grab one of my seasonal beers. It is a Shiner Cheer.
Alright, and the verdict is...
Well, it is room temperature. It actually smells very jolly.
Like Jolly Rancher?
Like, it smells very Christmassy.
It almost smells like my Angry Orchard.
Oh, it kind of does. Yeah. Like it has a very apple warm taste to it.
Taste or smell? What do you think?
Hmm. It's a bit hoppy, but not so hoppy I hate it.
Yeah, but you like hoppy things.
No, I don't.
Shut up.
I don't. I really like. I really hate IPA just because that's all you have is hops. Hops are like the garlic of beer. Like you want a little bit. You want that nice little zing.
But if
you
it's
do not want it to taste like nothing but hops.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh,
then
that
it
would
just
be
kind of
good.
tastes like you're drinking potpourri.
Ugh. That sounds awful already.
Yeah, like it's nice to have a little bit. It gives you a little bit of zing. It helps out with a very malty aftertaste that a lot of beers have. But you don't want the whole beer to taste like nothing but hops.
True. So, let's
Sorry
see.
about that. I got a little distracted.
So let's see. I'm trying to think. What would be some of my favorite Christmas movies? I mean, Die Hard, which is weird. It's
Definitely.
like the quintessential Christmas movie, even though once you actually get in the movie, there's almost nothing about Christmas whatsoever in it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it definitely has you can't help but feel a little bit bad for
John McClane.
John McClane. That is his name. You can't help but feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, it actually makes it a little bit worse knowing it's Christmas and he's alone with no one but Alan Rickman to keep him company. He was kind of an asshole in this movie.
Just a little.
Just, yeah.
I mean, that was like one of my mom's favorite movies of all time.
It's a really good movie.
Oh yeah, nothing against it. I don't want to be crucified on the internet now.
Good Lord, no. We do love Die Hard.
Yes. Let's see here. I mean, I liked the original Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen.
If I may go on a little tangent, there actually is, while we're talking about non-conventional Christmas stuff, there's also my personal favorite Christmas tradition is I like to play Snatcher for the Sega CD. I'm not going to do it this year, but I found a really solid Let's Play by Let's Play veteran Slow Beef. It's basically Hideo Kojima, the Metal Gear Solid guy, you know. He does Blade Runner. He was very inspired by Blade Runner. And it's set during Christmas time, and while this is sort of like window dressing, it's just sort of like this is all happening, but also it's Christmas. Kind of in the same way that Die Hard is, you know. It always makes me feel, and towards the end there is a bit of an element of togetherness and family, stuff like that. So also Metal Gear himself is really great. Yes, Metal Gear is a character. It's a robot.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like guys, please, it's abandonware, so you could emulate it legally. But at the same time, if you're not really in the mood to, download all that, you could probably watch the Slow Beef Let's Play that I'm going to watch later on.
Because why not?
Yeah, again, it's Christmas. I want to watch some Christmas stuff.
Man, like I said, the original Santa Claus, haven't seen it in a while, but still one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And the Jim...
It was a big deal growing up for me.
And in the Jim Carrey, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, still love the movie.
Hey, I don't know. I like the original cartoon a lot better. But
there's nothing wrong with the original cartoon. I love it as well. It's
yeah. It's not I like this, so I can't like the new one. No,
good
it's
Lord,
not
no.
that. It's
well,
just...
look at Black Betty. I love the spider bait version and the original. They are very different in terms of the music, but they're both really good. They're both very well done.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact they kept alive the elements to it. That's also why I actually do like a Disturbed song. It's Land of Confusion.
I do love that song.
Yeah, it actually works really well for what they were trying to do, and it also fits with the original Genesis version. So, or was it Phil Collins solo? I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to let you take that one because was not realized that was a cover for them.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was I want to say it was Genesis, but I don't want to like put all my money into that. But yeah. No, I didn't hate the Jim Carrey version. I just like, well, I mean, I already have a really good version of The Grinch, so I'm just gonna keep that and watch that instead.
Right. Question: what would be your favorite Christmas story? And I don't mean like a book or anything. Like, if you've ever heard a story or just read something, what would be your favorite one?
Well, let's see here. Christmas story.
Well, like, probably my favorite one, and it terrified people in the government, was probably the World War One Christmas story.
I know what you're getting at. Please tell the audience this story.
So, back in World War One, it's the very first year that the trenches were dug, and the line had moved. It was a horrible, horrible war. It was the first real war when people started getting involved.
Trench warfare sounds like it sucks, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, E-warfare really, really sucks. It's kind of an understatement, but especially trench warfare, because you're just huddled in a ditch, basically fearing for your life at every moment.
Oh, yeah. But on Christmas Day, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not going to swear to this, I don't remember, like the British put up a white flag, and a guy just climbs up and stands in the middle of no man's land. I want to say he was carrying something that represented Christmas. The Germans agreed to,
maybe like Turkish delights.
Yeah,
those are a very British Christmassy thing.
I don't remember. I just the thing I remember is the Germans on their side decided, you know what, it's Christmas. They came out and they said that there of course was a language barrier, but they say German troops and British troops were, even though they couldn't really understand each other very well, they were showing pictures of family back home. Somebody brought out a soccer ball and they played soccer out there. And, while this amazing Christmas miracle, this act of goodwill is happening, the command on both the British and German sides are freaking the fuck out because they're like, oh my god, we can never let this happen again.
Oh, yeah.
Because even though it's Christmas, and this is exactly what should happen on times like this, they're like, what if these two groups of people just start getting along and they're like, you know what? We don't want to fight each other anymore. Let's go home. And they leave. What's command going to do? Fight their own war? No, because that's what poor people are for. And if all the poor people went, nah, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
you ain't going to fight your own war.
It's honestly kind of a sweet, touching story.
For all but like the top 2%.
Yeah, exactly. Like the generals were like, what is this?
Oh no, this is bad.
But if you can really come to your senses and appreciate the fact, it really does just kind of show, like, there are two sides to a war. Sometimes you're in the right, sometimes you're in the wrong, but at the end of the day, the actual soldiers are just random people.
We're all human, and you know what?
They all have people to go back home to. There's a lot of humanity going on within, like, the actual rank and file soldiers.
It always amazes me because, oh man, well look at the start of America. I mean, that was basically normal everyday people got fed up with their government and threw a revolution. Now we're a country.
Yeah, exactly.
I always remember growing up hearing the nations forgot that they're at the mercy of the people. Because let's face it, if the people rise up, sure, you have a bodyguard force, you might even have a small personal army. Can it take on your entire population? Oh, you won, congratulations. If you killed most of your population, who's now going to mine all the resources you need? Who's going to grow your food, clean your water, keep your streets swept, and your everything clean?
It'll be like Molossia, that one micronation in, I think it's Nevada. It's like one guy on a plot of land that is unclaimed by the U.S. Yeah.
Huh.
Apparently he's not a horrible guy. He's actually kind of a goofball, but
So, wait, the Family Guy episode of Petopia, or
Yeah.
Pretoria, was based on a true story?
To a degree, yes. He already... He acts like a bit of a goof, and he does not take himself particularly seriously. But at the same time, like, yeah, he actually has, like, his national... I think it's Molossia, or something like that. He has, like, a very declarated, like, uniform for the military, even though he's
The only
guy in the military, yes.
I am the president! Well, you're also the only one here, so...
Yeah, like, again, he's well aware of the fact he's kind of a goofball, but... Yeah, it'd just be like that, but like every country.
Yeah, not gonna get too far with that. I wonder if he gets a discount from the power and electric company because he's got diplomatic status.
I don't know.
You're gonna charge me full price for sewage? I'll have you know this is royal crap!
Yeah, you should be paying me for this garbage.
It's royal garbage.
Yeah.
You could, like, put that in our National Museum, which is like that cupboard right there.
Yeah. It's got my baseball cards in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
National treasures.
Yeah. It really is.
And you know what? Nicolas Cage wouldn't have to look too hard to get my national treasure, because it's that cabinet of baseball cards.
I could see that, just the Molossia national treasure, just Nick Cage walks in. Hey, I'm gonna borrow this. Okay, have a good day. You too.
Just try not to damage it and bring it back, if you don't mind. Please don't shoot me.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Otherwise my whole country's dead. Oh my god, we nuked the country of Malaysia! What did we use? A firecracker.
We used the guy from Raising Arizona. He had a gun.
Oh god. Oh man. So, some great movies. Did you think of it, or...
well, we went on a fun tangent on our Christmas episode, but that's expected, again.
Of
it's
us.
what we do.
So did you think of a favorite story?
Not a particular one. I actually do remember at one point, I was having Christmas. I was celebrating Christmas with a family that wasn't my own. They just kind of felt bad for me. And they took me in, and I guess one of the brothers was off on college and wasn't sure if he'd make it. I didn't know this guy, so I can't really say how close of a family they are, but I found out that day. Because, like, I was just sitting in the kitchen drinking a beer, and this brother, like, walked in, and I didn't know this guy. Like I said, this isn't my family. Like, I was friends with one of the people hosting it, because they knew I didn't have anywhere to go that year. And, yeah. Okay, so there was a little bit of weed on the kitchen table because, you know,
Okay.
getting real into holiday cheer.
Yay.
And, yeah, it's legal now, so I'm not incriminating anyone, and I'll keep all of this anonymous. But yeah, I'm just sitting there drinking a beer in the kitchen, which is, you know, right where the front door is. And some rando walks in, as far as I know, and, like, looks on the kitchen table and sees, like, the rolling plate, you know? And he's like, he says it real loudly so the whole house can hear. Hey, is someone smoking pot in here? And I'm, like, kind of terrified for a minute, like, who the fuck is this guy? And yeah, like, the whole house got quiet. Like, they were sitting there chattering, playing video games and whatever in the living room. I wanted to be alone for a moment because I'm very socially distant. And, yeah. He just, like, the whole house went silent.
Dun,
like,
dun.
And you just hear a random voice like, hey, is it? And, like, the whole family comes in and just huge group hug. And I was sitting there drinking a beer the entire time, just like,
Huh. That's odd.
yeah.
I wonder if they know this guy.
yeah, just, like, I was a complete stranger, but it was clear there was a lot of love in the room, and it just, like, felt very wholesome. It kind of actually looked like I watched the last 15 minutes of a holiday special on, like, Hallmark or something, just like, neat.
Well, yay.
This is a good Blue Moon. I was drinking Blue Moon at the time.
Huh, that hasn't really changed a whole lot then, has it? You liked Blue Moon.
Yeah, I don't think it's a ladies' ale.
So, all in all, I do love Christmas. You know, it's a great time for family and friends, and
Yeah.
honestly, just having a good time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I've always loved the picture of, you know, the fire crackling in the background. And because we don't have that anymore, Roku is nice enough to throw that, well, Roku, Netflix, basically all the streaming channels, now has just a Yule log fire channel that goes on for like 6 hours.
Oh, God, yeah. That was I actually remember I ended up buying that DVD just because, I don't know, felt cozy.
Right. You know what I bought? The Animusic DVD back in the day.
Yeah?
I loved that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It really was. Just some of I still listen to some of that. It's good music if you ever have a chance to watch it.
I can't say I'm crazy into the music itself, but I was really into, like, all the different videos and stuff. Because I got a bit of a bad taste in my mouth from being, like, an actual musician who plays guitar, and so many of our gigs got like bought up by some kid who can play anything you want by pressing a space bar.
Yeah, but I mean that's not a band.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, we can only play our stuff. This kid can play anything he wants to. Anything within his record collection, and he can kind of change it up and do his own thing. And
True.
I'm just saying, I lost a lot of gigs to like DJs and EDM artists, and so I'm a little bit bitter about that, and I understand that is a personal thing that is on me. So I'm not crazy about the music, but the visuals are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
There's also a lot of TV specials.
I can honestly say I've never watched one.
I can say I honestly have. One big thing that always meant that it was definitely Christmas to me was... Oh, holy crap, we're going to have to talk about that later. But not too much later. Trust me, it's a big deal.
Alright, I'll believe you.
No.
I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, just go with it.
Okay.
But for me personally, big sign of the times is like the Futurama Christmas specials. No? Sandbot? He kills everyone who isn't nice?
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never watched it till I had streaming service, so honestly, I really didn't watch. Like I said, I had bunny ears growing up, and even then I didn't have internet in a home regularly until I was like 22, 23, before I had
enough.
Netflix.
Yeah, well, I mean, Netflix wasn't a thing before we were like 22. It was still a mail-in service.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could get DVDs back in the day, and that was back in, what, like 2014, 2015? Yeah. Somewhere. So, no, I mean like 2005. I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I knew.
I'm a little old in the time there, apparently.
But no, okay, well, that was the thing. It was my own personal, like, oh yeah, it's getting there to be Christmas. Was once the holiday specials for the Futurama episodes came out. And also,
honestly, that's how I knew about Halloween, because The Simpsons always did their Treehouse of Horror.
oh yeah, that we should do a Treehouse of Horror thing next year. Just because it's like such a very Halloween thing. But
You know, originally they didn't do it every year. In fact, they didn't start until what, their third year,
yeah, that sounds right.
and then I think they skipped a year around somewhere. I mean, nowadays I think it's an every year thing, but I'm not going to swear to
definitely.
it.
Yeah. But yeah. And there is also a very iconic thing. I feel like anyone of any age can agree with this. It feels very Christmassy. Those very awkward stop motion Rankin Bass cartoons. You know, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus Comes to Town, stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember some of the really old Warner Brother ones that I had on VHS. But I never actually got to watch it on TV.
You didn't watch Rudolph?
That one, I think, is the only one I watched.
Wow.
But then again, that one was so old it was basically free, so almost every channel played. I think it was on ABC or CBS. You know, one of those more family-oriented channels.
Yep.
And every night for the week before and after Christmas, I think they would play it at least once a night.
Yeah. And I always really liked it. I always felt like, yes, it is Christmas now. It feels Christmassy now. Once that sort of thing came on.
Good times, good times.
It was on. Yes, they're all old, okay? You know, they're all wooden stop motion. I always thought they were fun.
Yeah. I liked Yukon Gold.
Yukon Cornelius, yes.
Yeah, he was probably my favorite character.
Yeah, he was cool. As a greedy bearded guy, I totally understand.
I do remember Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, yeah, that was an actual cartoon. That was made a little bit later, I think.
And there was, 2 or 3 of them they made?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't doubt that they probably have, a modern version nowadays.
I think Jack Frost might have been the newest iteration of that.
Oh,
And even then,
yeah, there was kind of a different story.
Yeah, instead of a hat, it's a harmonica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's a blues singer.
I mean, it was good music. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was just a lot of things that really did say Christmas. I remember when I was a kid, me and my mom, 2 weeks before Christmas, people had their lights up, and we would drive around the neighborhood and look at the lights that were put up and go through the park. And because the park here in town always has that nice little drive-through place, and it always has all the lights set up. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we actually had something pretty similar in Carthage, just because there's an actual cathedral there.
Nice.
Or something like that. I do not know Catholicism well enough, but they always lit up the whole place. It was beautiful. They went way crazy with it, as you do.
Yeah.
Because,
Christmas is kind of the biggest deal for religions.
yeah. Especially, Catholics. So.
Yeah, they are a very old institution. I'll give them that. You know, once, I think 2 weeks before Christmas, there was always a radio station that would do nothing but 24/7 Christmas music.
Well, and even still, I feel like there's usually around that time if you're on a classic rock station, they'll play all kinds of, Christmas carols done by Brian Setzer or something like that. If you're on a country station, they'll play all kinds of Christmas country songs because there's a lot of those.
Well, yeah, country music is kind of depressing, and there's a lot of depressing times during Christmas.
Yeah.
Especially for people that don't have a whole lot of friends or family, or they've moved away and can't get back to see them. You know, it can be a great time of year. It can also be a very sad time of year.
Dude, you don't have to call me out like that. But, at the same time, yeah, that is something I wasn't expecting to talk about, but I guess we probably should. Like, I don't know, if you're like if you don't have anything going on, if you don't have any friends or anything, any friends or family or whatever, just like, I don't know, go out, do something.
Find a Jewish
Please.
mom to adopt you.
Yeah, that was a fun time. It actually was. She was very sweet. Just pretty annoying.
To be fair, isn't all potential mother-in-laws their job to ruin your life?
Yeah, not necessarily ruin your life, but definitely get on your nerves. And
yeah. When was the last time you heard, "Oh boy, the in-laws are coming. I can't wait to see dear mama," or however they want to say it.
Fair enough. No, she was a very nice lady. She was just quite a bit abrasive. It actually became, like I said, a bit of a running joke. Did I already talk about that?
Oh, the Jewish mom jokes at work.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure.
But we have good fun with it.
Oh yeah, and you know, it was something that I guess it's something that makes everyone happy. Like, me and Chandler were actually tossing it around at work today. By the way, if you happen to be not too busy fucking bitches and you happen to listen to our podcast, hey Chandler.
Chandler's not getting laid.
No.
No.
I like to hope, but at the same time, I don't know, he's just a kid, he's having fun. I'm sure he's got cool things going on. No. I had cool things going on when I was his age.
Isn't he 18? This is like his first job.
Yeah. Oh,
I remember my first job.
He worked in fast food for a while.
Oh, God. I remember, you know, in the summertime bucking hay for $20 a day, which, granted, is a lot more than what other people used to get paid a long time ago, but $20 doesn't go near as far as it used to, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
But, you know, I remember doing that. I remember when I was 16 and helping my uncle put up firework tents all over the state. And just, I've done a couple of things, and I can honestly say that he works harder than I did at that age.
That's
Or at
fair.
least he's more responsible than I would have been.
Yeah, we give him shit for being kids a lot. Him and Trevor, the albino rhino, as I like to call him. But no, they're good kids. They're still kids, so sometimes, like, that kid, I swear to God, he never listens to me.
That's it. Time to give him the pimp hand.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. They're good kids. They're just still kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, work is going to be interesting because have you ever noticed this time of year, I can't think of a single job that doesn't just ramp up and, you know, try to kill their employees with overwork this time of year.
Oh my God, like you wouldn't believe, man.
You know, the stress for the holidays, which don't get me wrong, I don't care how much fun and happy you get around Christmas, it's still a lot of stress because of everything extra you got to do. Yeah. Oh, well, I got to get presents, I've got to do this, I've got to prepare for that. You know, family's coming in, or I got to go see family. There's a lot of stress. And then your employers are like, oh man, Christmas, we're going to have to... If you're in a factory like we are, they all shut down for at least Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, usually. Yeah. So they're trying to think up ways of how to make up 2 days of work. And usually you just increase hours, speed up production, work weekends. It sucks.
Oh, yeah. And it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've done it. I've done it here, I've done it in Joplin, I've done it pretty much any time I've had to work over a holiday season. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that blue-collar people can't really can't really appreciate the holidays because really they're just recovering from the last like 3 weeks where they had to work like 12-hour shifts 6 days a week, you know?
Yeah. So if you ever see a blue collar worker, just don't give him don't give him hassle. He's had enough of it from work already.
Oh my god, yeah.
And on that note, I think weed should have been legal a lot sooner for those poor people.
Yeah. If you see factory worker this time of year, now that it's legal, please just ask them if they'd like a bowl. The answer is usually yes. Give them
Or
one.
they're already going to get one.
Yeah.
Why are you always so stoned when you get home from work, Daddy? Daddy couldn't take it anymore, sweetheart.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a constant struggle, man. There's a lot of stress during the holiday season. Just especially if you have family, you're trying to take care of them and make sure they get the coolest stuff because you want to give nice things to your kids. Every parent does.
Oh yeah, what's the old saying? Every parent wants better for their kids than they had.
Ideally, yes, but
At least good parents do.
yeah. So there's that on top of like insane hours we have to work actually manufacturing.
So, like I said, just don't forget, as much fun and happiness as there is this time of year, be careful. Don't take things too seriously.
No.
Relax when you can. Because I feel like everyone is so wrapped up in all the physical stuff that's happening this time of year. Between, like relatives, food, gifts, presents, decorations, and all that things.
No.
A lot of people take their mental stability for granted.
Yeah. I mean, seasonal depression hits me pretty much every year. Not as hard this year, weirdly enough. Probably because I got friends.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, it's rough. But at the same time, it gives me... It'll always be like the silver lining to that being that, like, pretty much every religion has a holiday around this time of year. And every religion celebrating that holiday celebrates it due to kindness for their fellow man. And I think we should all, like, demonstrate that occasionally.
Yeah. And personally, that's probably why I enjoy the World War I Christmas stories so much. I mean, you can't get much more dismal than the trenches of World War I.
Yeah, there's nothing more depressing than trench warfare, I'm pretty sure.
And then at the same time, not only do you go from that to the miracle that it was, but think of the bravery and goodwill. The first guy to step out, like, all right, I want to try to make friends. I really hope they don't shoot me. And then at the same time, you're staring down the barrel like, I'm supposed to shoot this guy. Yeah. If I don't, I might get shot by my own people. But it's Christmas. Just, there was a lot of faith. There was a lot of just trying to be good on this one day.
Could you imagine that? Like, some 19-year-old with a trench shotgun could just ended that whole story before it even began.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, holy crap, there's an invader.
Do.
Yeah. But it didn't happen. And because that didn't happen, we ended up with a really sweet Christmas story.
Yeah. And
they ended up with a really nice Christmas, which I feel like is desperately needed during that sort of thing.
I remember hearing that some of those people, the probably 5 that survived the war, I think they said they actually got together afterwards, and like 1 or 2 of the people from that Christmas story actually got together after the war. I think. Nice. I don't remember. It could have been just wishful thinking on my part. It's been a long time since I've studied this story.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just remember it it's a great story. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, reach out and touch someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that dire of a situation. You don't even really have to, like, I don't know, invite them to your dinner party that you're probably gonna host or whatever. But, be kind to people.
wish people a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is. Smile and wave. You wouldn't believe how many suicide prevention stories I've heard, and so many of them are like, yeah, I was just so depressed, I was gonna go home and end it all, but just this random stranger came by, said something nice, gave me a wave, and it lifted my spirits enough to get through one more day. And then I met someone else, and it got me through another day, and another day, and another day, and now there I am.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
That little act of kindness, especially this time of year, seems to carry a bit extra oomph to it.
Yeah. And it means a lot to people who are mentally unstable, whether it be this time of year or any time of year. Just let people know, like, you're doing good.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact you're alive. And that's really all we aim for.
Well, as they say, Merry Christmas. What was that? Merry Christmas to all a good night. Let's see, Happy New Year. Peace and goodwill to all men on earth.
Yeah, again, kindness towards your fellow man.
Yeah, there's nothing sweeter.
Yeah.
I've gone through years of a lot of presents. I've gone through years of skim pickings. I've gone through years where I was basically living on the street, living with family, couch surfing. I've, got my own place and stuff like that. I've had it all. And
Plus you went to college, which actually really sounds like... that sounds like a dire situation.
Well, the one I went to sure did.
Yeah, I kind of want to donate money to, like, kids in college just to make sure they're all right,
Well, it'll probably get stolen. I couldn't carry my wallet on me because you would get rolled if people knew you actually had money on you.
Yeah.
Heck, I had my locker broken into while I was there, and they stole my 360.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, I hunted that thing down.
Nice.
But
That sounds like a story for another day, but...
But, actually, it was a fairly short story, so...
Oh, fair enough.
So, yeah, I mean, just... Like I said, that... Be nice, goodwill toward men, how does the Christmas story end? Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yeah.
So, it's a beautiful concept. Love the world, love the people in it. Try not to be an asshole, especially this time of year,
Yeah.
Extra brownie points for you. We're rooting for you.
I'm pretty sure you could sum up every religion with just that. Just try not to be an asshole.
Right. Try, please.
Yeah. I know it's hard sometimes, and we're all human, but sometimes...
you just take it too far.
Yeah.
So.
Just do your best on that note.
And if nothing else, we like you. I mean, we don't have any idea who you are, but you know what? Merry Christmas to all of you. We all hope you have a great holiday.
Yeah.
And we'll see you.
Happy Hanukkah. Joyous Kwanzaa. Happy Yule. Happy winter solstice.
Happy whatever everyone else is celebrating. There are a lot of stuff this time of year, and we don't want to exclude anybody.
I actually do remember that at one point I was kind of worried. I actually consulted you on that because you are Christian, and I've never been Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if people say, like, Merry Christmas to me, like, I can... say it back, right? It's not gonna, like, offend anyone.
That's right. It's not like some sort of racist greeting where you have to be of a certain ethnic group or something to say it back.
Yeah, I actually do remember someone got a little upset because I'd say, like, Mahayim. And it's like, dude, you're Irish. Stop.
I don't care. You know what? You're being polite, and again, it's the time of year. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what?
And I mean...
Mahayim.
If anybody... that's not what that means.
I have no idea what it means, but...
But no, like, anytime somebody says, whether it be Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, it's always just, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
It's always brought to you with goodwill. So return that goodwill by being like, hey, thanks.
Right?
I don't celebrate Christmas. It doesn't matter though.
Right. Thank you for including me in something that obviously means a lot to you. That means a lot to me.
Totally.
So,
happy Hanukkah, everybody.
And Merry Christmas. And from all of us at Alleyway Conversation, well, both of us.
The cat's here.
Yeah, the cat's messing around the grabber. And I'm sure if she knew what was going on, she'd wish you a Merry Holidays to you as well.
Yeah.
So
happy holidays, everybody.
Have a good time, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.